Hey guys, welcome to the video. Today I wanted to shed some light on one of my favorite indie games, Baldi's Basics Plus. More specifically, the items in the game. If you're unfamiliar with the game, you collect notebooks while trying to avoid Baldi's friends, and getting out before Baldi catches you. With every notebook you collect, Baldi gets faster, eventually becoming too fast for your run alone to lose him. That's where items come in. These items play a crucial role in your survival. However, not all items are created equal. I'm looking at you, Principal's keys. Anyway, today I wanted to go through every item in the game and rank them. I'll be ranking them based on their accessibility and their versatility/viability. Basically, how useful can the item be when possible. However, the only item I will not be including is the bus pass. Mainly because it only gives you access to mini-games, which I haven't played, and therefore I cannot confidently say where it would rank. Secondly, the items will be ranked mostly on how good they are, as being accessible doesn't always mean they'll be good. For instance, the apple is only available in a few select spots, but is very helpful as it serves as an extra life for the player, while the old boots are fairly common, but aren't all that great all things considered. Without further ado, let's begin with the ranking. The Principal's keys is, in my opinion, the worst item in the game. It only has two uses: to unlock doors to escape from Chortles laughing, and leaving detention early. The latter of which often being risky since you sometimes have to guess if the Principal's left, since if he spots you, he will just send you back to detention and you will have wasted the keys for nothing. Also, the fact this item has so little amount of uses, both of which are easy to avoid in general, made this thing a pain to get footage for. I honestly feel a little bad for the portal poster. Its mechanic of letting you walk through walls is interesting, but sometimes the maps are so narrow, and the item itself is among the rarer of them, making this one not too viable to use during normal gameplay. Heck, while gathering footage for this video, I was only able to make use of it like once or twice. Which to me is honestly insane. I was able to get more use out of the dangerous teleporter than this. Speaking of which, the dangerous teleporter is, well, dangerous. Pushing the big red button on it will teleport you around the map for a short while, ultimately leaving you at a random spot. On paper, this may sound useful, but in execution it's too situational to reliably use. Sometimes it can leave you at a part of the map you were just headed, saving a bit of stamina. Other times it'll leave you at parts of the map you already went to, and other times it might even take you to a part of the map you haven't been around yet. To make matters worse, if you're unlucky with where it leaves you, Baldi may just be right around the corner ready to end your run. In general, using the dangerous teleporter is like playing with fire. The only reason it isn't at the very bottom despite its situational use, it can actually have some usage at times, but that's really it. Now we're getting to the items that have their uses, but mainly serve as something to have in your inventory in the interim until you get better ones. The dirty chalk eraser is by no means a bad item. Being able to hide yourself from NPCs is really useful, and when accompanied by a nearby locker, you can outright avoid Baldi entirely. My only issue with it is the fact that, aside from the UI getting a bit darker, you never have a good grasp as to if you're actually hidden, which made the item feel a bit redundant at times. It's probably just a skill issue, but I'm just talking from personal experience. The safety scissors serves as the counter to playtime, first prize, and beans, disabling the former two for a few seconds and letting you escape the ladder's gum if you happen to get stuck in it. However, it's slow on the list because of the fact that, well, you'll hardly ever make use of it. Playtime rarely appears. First prize has another better counter, and while beans' gum can be scary, unless you're in a narrow hall with no bee soda, you can just move a little to the side and dodge the gum altogether. The scissors still has the uses, however, but the fact all three are impractical means I can only rank it so high. The big ol' boots is only slightly higher than the chalk eraser and safety scissors due to its 3 possible usages, all of which being viable. When used, you won't be forcibly moved by first prize, got a sweep, or cloudy copter for a short period of time. This makes the item excellent if you want to ensure you're not forcibly moved. However, sometimes you'll probably never even interact with these characters, whether it be 1 or 2 of them not appearing on the map, on whichever one did appear just never crossing paths with you. However, the fact that it lets you counter 3 different characters makes it an excellent item to have in your inventory, especially when at the very least one of these characters will be on the map, meaning the item can always be used efficiently. The faculty name tag is a rather interesting case. With this on, almost nobody in the school can disturb you. The principal can't send you to detention, playtime won't ask you to play with her, Dr. Reflex won't make you think fast, and probably a lot more. I wasn't able to get good footage of the item being used, so I apologize for the lack of information. But in general, the name tag is a rather useful item to have when you consider it as a good counter to most characters, especially the principal. The quarter may seem useless at first glance. After all, what can one realistically do with a measly 25 cents? Well, throughout the maps are several vending machines that you can use. These vending machines are typically for cans of Diet B soda and energy flavored zesty bars, but on rare occasions, you may come across a vending machine that dispenses random items. The quarter can also be used to open doors with coin slots on them. It's honestly surprising how versatile a measly quarter is. The double door lock, or yellow door lock if you prefer, locks up those double yellow doors for a few seconds. On paper it may sound odd to block off your path like that, and while that may be true, it's also useful in blocking off Baldi, forcing him to take a longer route to reach you. It also works on other characters, since they too are subject to taking the long way around the double doors should there be a lock on them. The energy flavored zesty bar, rather than helping you counter an NPC, helps you navigate the map better. After eating the whole thing in a single bite, wrapper included, you'll be able to run freely for a short period of time without running out of stamina. Especially useful when you need a boost during a chase from Baldi, so it's always great to have one of these shoved in your pocket tighter than a $5 bill in your pocket. I won't lie, I once considered this to be among the worst items, but after using it a lot recently, I've been proven wrong. Most people would probably use it to summon the principal to delete the bully out of existence, but not me. Instead I use it to summon him to send me to detention. Gets me out of a tough spot and has generally been a run saver. Yeah, as we get to the top of the list, the items now will be fairly close, but as of now I'm confident with the principal's whistle maintaining its spot here. This one's definitely gonna be my most controversial take. Before you start hunting me down like a shiny Pokemon, hear me out. The B soda is by no means a bad item. Being able to push NPCs away made it the best item in Baldi's Basics Classic, and even in older versions of Plus. However, its higher rarity on newer versions leaves it to oftentimes never be seen. Fortunately though, it's not the only soda in the game, but we'll get there when we get there. This one's been all over the place whenever I'd share tier lists with a friend, but the grapple hook is still your best tool for mobility. Despite its rarity, giving you 5 chances to essentially lunge from one part of the hall to another makes it perfect for getting out of floor 3, especially when halls are long and narrow. So much ground covered at once. Its 5 uses before leaving your inventory gives you the opportunity to strategize as to where would be best to use it. The alarm clock is your go-to Baldi counter. Place it down, set it for a timer between 15 and 60 seconds, and once it goes off, if Baldi isn't looking at you, he'll go to wherever the clock went off. Absolutely perfect for getting Baldi off your back. Do be cautious though. You can't place it in the library, because Baldi won't hear it due to the library being completely silent, and he also won't hear it if his least favorite tape is playing because, well, Would you be able to hear a clock go off after a cassette tape makes you deaf? In older versions of the game, I often considered the WD No Squee as the absolute worst item in the whole game. However, while collecting footage for this video, I learned this item was completely overhauled, and it's actually really good. Spray it on a door, and some yellow mist will linger around the sprayed door's general area, preventing noise from being made. It's especially good in small cramped areas with multiple doors, since you can go into each one and not make a single peep. It's honestly crazy to think, if I had never had the idea of this video when I was bored, this item would have probably stayed in dead last. While this one at first glance may not seem reliable, considering the tape player is only in the principal's office, if you find yourself heading there for any given reason, you can slap this in there, and it will force Baldi into his wander phase for about 20 seconds or so. And during the duration of this tape playing, Baldi will be unable to hear anything. Make as much noise as you want, so long as the tape's playing, Baldi will be none wiser. This one's really funny but really practical. The banana peel is simple in concept. Throw it on the ground, and anyone who walks into it, including you, will slip to the end of the hallway, unable to stop until you hit a wall. I cannot tell you how many times I've juked an NPC just by throwing this in front of them. It's actually hilarious to see them slip and slide helplessly. As I alluded to in the beginning of the video, the apple serves as an extra life for the player. If Baldi catches you with this in your inventory, he'll take it from you and munch on it, leaving him disabled for a few seconds. Given that it's among the rarer items in the game, costing 1000 YTP at Johnny's store, it's more than worth the price. This item was nearly set to be number 1. However, another item came in clutch. The B-Soda's newer brother, Diet B-Soda, is in my opinion, the absolute best item in the game. Being the most accessible, with there being vending machines everywhere, and them being out in classrooms, and having a great usage. Launch soda at anybody that can be moved, and they'll be pushed away. This is without a doubt the best item in Baldi's Basics Plus. And unless something else that can push NPCs away comes to the game, I believe that it will stay that way. Wow! I can't believe it. My first ever video with genuine effort put into it. If you made it this far in the video, thank you so much for watching. I had a lot of fun putting this video together, as it made me appreciate items I once thought to be horrible, while also realizing some items weren't as good as I once believed. If you would like to see more videos like this, please let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, consider leaving a like and subscribing so that you don't miss a video. I have been NGamer64, and I wish you, the viewer, a very good rest of your day. Goodbye.